Hey, what's up, guys? This is Felstrix coming at you again here with another video on Fel Streams. This is taken off of my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Felstreams. Come on over and check it out. Drop a sub. I record over there generally 9 to midnight, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, and a lot during the week around that same time too. This is Mr. Bigglesworth, and this is one of the first games I played after the new patch dropped earlier in the week. There's a lot of cool cards, a lot of cool things. One of the main things is the Dark Moon prize cards. Here we go, check it out. Alright, so like I said, I chose Mr. Bigglesworth, and one of the other players is playing one of the new heroes, Yar Saraj, or whatever the heck it is. Some of the cards that were in there before were removed. Some of them were kept. There's a bunch of stuff. I'll put a link for the patch notes in the description so you guys can check out what's new here in Hearthstone. But, I mean, a lot of the play is still standard. I take Micro Mummy first turn because it's going to buff the guys around it, stuff like that. And Alec here still functions the same way. So with Mr. Bigglesworth, the discovery of a minion from a warband that is killed doesn't really take effect until later on. Second turn went up to tier 4, or tier 2 for 4 gold. A lot of it is still really common, really kind of same level stuff. It's not changing too much. This is one of the new heroes, or one of the new cards that come out to play. It's a 2/2 minion. Most of the new cards that came out do not have a class. Most of them are just like minions. So this is a 2/2 with Rebirth and Taunt, which is a really good card. And here is where I start to kind of figure out what kind of team I'm going to build, how I'm going to build it, what I want to do with it. With some of the new cards that are coming out, there's a lot of really interesting builds going on. Obviously here I'm going for the 4 damage from the Kaboom bot. Micro Mummy's going to buff it. I freeze for the Taunt with Reborn because I definitely want to grab that card. That's a lot of the cards in this new expansion build off of the Taunt mechanic, which in my opinion that is probably one of the easier mechanics to kind of master right now. That being said, there's a lot with it that you have to make sure you get the right cards. This is the Dark Moon prize cards. Like I said, I'll leave a link in my description for this, but basically what I chose is for every time I refresh Bob's Tavern, I get an extra minion. I don't know if I can express how powerful that is. And I mean, it's an extra choice. It's an extra opportunity for that gold and so on and so forth. You guys get the idea. Every 4 turns, so 4, 8, 12, 16, you're going to get a choice of 3 cards. And I think there's 6 or 8 different options that you can get per tier. And they have all kinds of stuff to fill your hands with bananas, add 1 health to all minions, give a minion taunt and +5/+5, whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to check that out. So at this point, I kind of have an idea of what direction I want my game to go in. And I'm contemplating here between getting a card that I can grow, the Micro Machine, versus another 2/2 Taunt with Rebirth. I feel like the Taunt with Rebirth brings a lot of its own power to the table in the situation, while the Micro Machine also kind of puts you in a situation where you're getting that extra attack every turn. And I think this person here has a similar idea of what I'm doing. And he's a pretty tough fight because he gives the random minion in his hand the 4 health for 1 mana, which that can be pretty good. So I end up losing this altercation, we'll call it. And so now we're back on my turn, and I've got a few mechs going on, so I say, you know what, let's get the Deflectobot and see if we can't build on this kind of mech situation. So one of the first things that I try to do whenever I get the Deflectobot is get some of those little, I don't know what the name of the thing is, but it's blue and it spawns 3/1/1 minions. So I chose to go with the giant macaw because I've got 2 death rattles, and either one of them popping off will be very, very helpful to my team. So we're still kind of early in the game. I feel like we're not quite at that end game level. So keeping the spawn of N'Zoth at this point, I feel like, is an okay thing. See, they had the other low-level taunt minion, which, when you attack that particular minion, it gives the minions on either side +1/+1. So this is kind of when I realized that I was having a halfway decent game. So I started kind of looking for things that I could really use to just keep the momentum going, keep damage flowing outward, things like that, you know. So I contemplate getting that because I want to give my mechs damage at the same time that I want to be able to grow them. I get rid of the micro machine because I'm not going to be able to grow that enough for it to be valuable to me. So basically the decision for me at this point is, do I buy the freebooter and get 3 gold later in the game, or do I buy the +2/+2 to a mech? And for me, I bought the freebooter because that's 3 gold later on in the game when I can use it. I bought the second Kaboom bot because, again, the giant macaw, if I pop either one of the boom bots, 4 damage going out. I froze for the Deflectobot because I want to try and triple that to increase the attack output. This is the other hero, Yar Siraj or whatever it's called. Basically, what he does is you get a minion from your tavern tier and you get to keep it. So it costs 2 gold. You sell it, so it's basically a minion for 1 gold. It's a random one, granted, but it's still a minion. And my team is performing pretty well for me, and I think this is the point right around here when I realized, okay, let me kind of grow my team this particular way. And then here we go, we get another Dark Moon prize, and I have your battle cries trigger twice this turn, give a minion +2/+2 at the end of the turn. So every turn I'll get +2/+2, or give a minion +5/+5 in taunt. I choose that one because that's going to allow me to grow my giant macaw. And obviously, the more times I can attack with it and it survive, the more battle cries I'm going to be able, or the more death rattles I'm going to be able to get to trigger with it. There's one of the minions that are going to feed the Deflectobot, and I go up to Tavern Tier 4. And at this point, Tavern Tier 4 brings a few minions with it that really kind of open up the game at this level. So, and again, guys, like, I am not the meta at this game. I do things because I want to have fun doing them, and I think that maybe if I do it, it might work out. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, you know. But by no means is what I do like how it's supposed to be done. Maybe some of the things that I do are how it's supposed to be done, but I find that they work for me pretty well. I froze on that tier because I wanted to buy the thing to boost my macaw, because I have the thought in my head that the more that I can keep that attacking and the more alive I can keep it, the more of these particular death rattles I can get to blast out at people. And as you can see, they're wreaking havoc on people's teams at this point. They're doing pretty good. I mean, I'm not blowing people away, but I'm holding my own. So instead of taking 7 or 8 damage, I take 5. You know, I mean, manageable amounts of damage. That's what I feel personally that the early game is really about, is managing how much damage you take. So I buy the thing that gives me the +2/+2 to a beast. And I need to get the triple for the Kaboom bot. But this guy here that I bought, I don't know what it's called, the egg guy, it's an 8/8. So for me, that's pretty awesome. And so I have a thought at this point. I'm like, man, I got a Major Domo here. I could probably boost up that giant macaw halfway decently at this point. So what I decide is I'm going to get rid of the +2/+2 death rattle, because that's not super helpful to me. Or the +1/+1 death rattle from the spawn of N'Zoth, because it's not super helpful, but it's okay. And I get rid of the micro machine because I think it's outlived its usefulness at this point. I need to get more than just one attack a turn to really kind of scale my team. So I freeze here for the 3/1/1 guy. I'm going to put it on the egg because now the egg will have attack and it can do damage when it's attacked, and also the beast thing to boost my macaw. And I'm also kind of switching my focus to getting elementals for that +1/+1. That was my hound dog you heard in the back. Her name's Clara. She's a good girl. She didn't get in her cage, so Daddy had to go over and open it for her. And then boom, take the divine shield off of that. So he's got the gold of the minion that whenever it's attacked, it gives +1/+1 to the minions next to it. So it's actually,
I don't see it.
and I think it's given +2/+2 based on the based on it being gold. So it's,
Let me check.
yeah, we get a lot of little 1/1s, but they're only 1/1s.
It's not there.
So the macaw attacks, triggers an 8/8, which at this point it's like, okay, yes, we've got this in the bag. Macaw attacked again, triggered another 8/8, and this is where I was like, yes, this is the build we're going with, because that was very helpful. All right, so this turn I buy the beast, I buy the micro, I buy the elemental, and then I sell the freebooter because, yeah, you know, obvious reasons. We boost the macaw. Put that there because, I don't know, for me, I want all of my minions to be able to do some amount of damage. You know what I mean? I want them to be able to do something. And so I get a second. I'm thinking about it. What am I gonna? Yep, I go with the second Major Domo because, at least for this turn, I played, I don't know, maybe what was it, 1 minion. So I was like, okay, let me do that. Now the boom bot is out, so I'm gonna triple that, and that'll create the space for me to keep the 2 Major Domos and really boost that macaw, because more damage on the macaw equals more output of kabooms. I got really lucky on that. I understand how lucky I got with that particular hit. I hit his cleave, and that was no bueno for him. And the card that just attacked, I forget what its name is, it gives, anytime a taunt creature is attacked, it gets +3 attack for the normal, +6 attack for the gold. So you can see what I mean about, like, it's kind of building around the idea of taunt, and it can be very, very powerful. And I end up losing that one because, yeah, that was well. But again, mitigating damage, you know, I took probably on the low to mid level damage that I could take for that turn. Alright, so now we should be getting close to a prize card here soon. So we get the triple. We'll play that. We see what we get from tier 5.
Oh.
And we get a Nomi.
Oh.
Or we get this guy. +1/+2 for the different minion types, which I only have 2 different minion types. So it's not really going to be too valuable for me. The Hogger, I don't have a lot of pirates. So I take the Nomi. And I think I sell one of the Major Domos. And I start kind of rolling through elementals. Because, I mean, why wouldn't you at this point, you know?
I need to heal. Oh, I'm gonna die. I died.
And I don't know. That's a couple extra damage to that guy. Plus, when he dies, it'll spawn 3 little guys. So it's kind of like one of those like last ditch effort kind of things. You know what I mean?
What happened to the Cerberus?
And we spawned the 8/8 and a couple of 1/1s, and that was pretty lucky hit on the Spore, to be honest with you. And the Kaboom bot drops a couple. So I think this is going to be close as to whether I win or not, because I get quite a lot of
I fell.
yeah, it comes out to be a tie, which I don't know about you guys, but I'll take a tie over a loss any day. To me, that's a good trade-off. So, and again here I got my next thing. So make a random minion gold, discover a tier 6 minion, and the other one is I don't know, but I chose to do the discover a tier 6. So I got a minion from somebody's warband here, which I think that I don't know if I play that right away, because at this point I still don't quite understand all of the dynamics of all of the cards. So that card is really good. Whenever a minion, that's a normal card. The middle one, and so I chose the pirate ship, Death Rattle, kind of sticking with the build I'm going. Again, I think this was like the 3rd or 4th game that I played at this point. So I don't know everything that I'm doing still. Most stuff's really, really new to me. I'm still kind of trying to figure things out.
You're on fire. You're gonna die. Oh wait, no, you're not.
So I choose to wait on that.
Okay, you're good.
So and I don't know. It feels like to me that there's less time in between turns. There's probably not. It just feels like it is sometimes. So you can see that the minions next to it got +2/+2. And it triggered the Death Rattle, which gave him a coin in his hand. The Macaw triggered the Death Rattle to drop the bombs on it. I mean, you see how this stuff is working now. Like, that taunt minion's getting attacked, and it's just boosting up the 2 guys next to it. It might have been a better idea to put someone else besides the Kaboom bot there, but I don't know. It was there. I don't know. Like I said, I don't always make the best decisions, guys. I just make decisions. So this particular minion that's attacking me now, I forget what its name is, but it gets +1/+1 for normal, +2/+2 for gold, for every minion that is attacked that is a taunt minion. So you can, I've seen some matches where these minions are just massive. They get huge because they're just gaining stats and gaining stats. So here I take the 27/27, I think, because that's that taunt booster. Maybe I take this one here because, you know, a taunt getting attacked. Yeah, okay. I was so. In all honesty, guys, this is what wins me the match right here. I win because I make good decisions early on, and then as I get to this point now, it's a couple of lucky pulls from opponents' warbands. And I just keep sticking to the plan that I had, boosting up my Macaw, counting on the Death Rattles to carry me through. using elementals when I find them,
I died.
things like that. You know, I mean, I feel like I'm getting close to the point where the elementals will no longer be enough to boost that guy. But I mean, he's what, 33, 34 at this point. So I feel like it's okay.
Get your booty over here. Use booty.
And we sell the pirate ship off, and that gives me 2 gold. I don't know if I was going to sell something or what I was going to do, but
Oh, look at that, Ava.
I run out of time. So I just got a Baron Riverdare there. So
And goodbye.
death rattles trigger twice.
Cannon at the gate. Cannon.
Yeah.
Cannon.
With some of these, that is incredibly powerful.
We're not even doing it.
So instead of dropping 2 bombs, I can drop 4 bombs. Instead of summoning 2 8/8 or 1 8/8, I summon 2 8/8s. Things like that just, I mean, really elevate it to another level. But yeah, it's going through the cycles of getting down. The thing with Lord Gar is he has a lot of health, but he doesn't have a ton of attack usually because of how he's built. He's built to gain 1 health, not 1 health and 1 attack. So, all right, here we are at the last fight of the game. So I get a creature from his warband, and I'm looking. I figure, hey, let's take the wildfire elemental. Why not? And then someone else died, so I'm like, huh, what do I want to take? So I take the robot egg, and I'm trying to decide between the 2. So the one that I have, it is not as strong, so I switched them out because the 3/1/1s, while being nice, I generally don't have enough space for all of them. So now I'm just trying to cycle a few elementals through my hand to give my guy one final boost of health before I finish up. Or not health, +1/+1, because yeah, it's kind of getting to that point now where I need to play a minion before I lose my stuff. Now, I didn't realize when I traded out for that egg-looking thing that this one had Divine Shield and Taunt and all that other stuff on it. I didn't realize that, so it ended up being a better trade than I thought it would be. So it worked out well for me because I wasn't paying attention to a lot of the stuff that other people had and whatnot.
I'm not leaving.
And by it being taunt, it helps boost my one guy. He's now a 39 something or other, so I mean,
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything.
shoot. That works for me, man.
Who's that?
And the 39 guy, I think, is what really carried it home for me. I think without him, I probably would not have won. So we end up having to go another round, I think, because it was only 14 damage. It might be 2 more rounds. I think he might scale up and actually get me for one of these rounds, but I end up going up to tier 5 here. I don't know why I didn't go up before that, but you know, things. This is one of the new cards, which I was reading it. I didn't, you know. Basically, you choose a minion
Back up.
in the tavern, and you copy it. So at this point, I'm kind of looking at what I can gather because I can't.
Back up.
Like, I have to essentially get rid of the Major Domo because I don't have the space anymore to keep cycling him through. So what I do is I go and I put some stats on my robot egg, and I decide, you know, let's trigger the death rattles twice. I think that would be better than some of the other options. And to be honest, +3 attack at this point isn't a whole lot of attack when we're talking about like the scale of where things are at for this match right now. So I save it so that I can get the mech and then the Deflecto bot if I need it. Maybe I can triple the Deflecto bot or something. We'll see. But I don't know what death rattle I triggered at that point when Baron Rivendare, but having the Baron, it allows me to summon two things instead, or double the death rattles of what's going on. So we'll see. But it turned out to be a lot better of a team than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, I was really happy with it. And yeah, it ends up being a W for me at this point because we got one more match. We got one more round to go here because I just can't get enough damage on him. So we get the Dark Moon prize card.
I need to go defeat the Red Goblins. I don't know where they're at.
Make a friend. So make a friendly minion golden, return it to your hand. I choose the Giant Wing Macaw because now it makes Battle Cries trigger twice. And I'm like, what can I use? Let's see here. Do I want Poisonous? Do I want the Gentle Jin? What do I want? I choose Poisonous because I think there was only one minion that he had that was a Divine Shield. So if I get a lucky hit with a Poisonous, that's game. And at this point, I'm just looking for like a Deflecto bot or something like that I can play because there's not much that I can put into this team at this point. It's kind of like ride or die as far as the team goes, especially with the gold Macaw. So I play that. I put Poisonous in, kind of the middle. I put it second attack so that the Macaw attacks first, triggers a death rattle.
What?
If there are some Divine Shields, I'm hoping that the Kaboom bot gets triggered for the death rattle. So, and yeah, this is a little different than I thought it would be. So, yeah.
That's not Red Goblin.
And the death rattle that I wanted to trigger didn't trigger. So,
Get away from me.
but luckily we got Divine Shield on some stuff and. We've got some beefy boys that can handle it. And I got really lucky by destroying his cleave minion, which I don't know why he put his cleave minion in the position he put it in. I always was under the assumption that you put the cleave minion... Whoa, what is that? So yeah, guys, I just wanted to show you what this was about. I had some weird kind of video stuff happen, so I had to cut out a few seconds of that last fight. But this was the first battle that I had with my new patch and new kind of setup and stuff. So that was Mr. Bigglesworth. Got the first win of the new patch with that particular character. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm going to have more content, more videos coming up on Fell Streams. I'm going to get some more of these out to you as I've been playing some of this new content. But I stream nightly at twitch.tv/fellstream. So come on over and check it out, guys. Like and subscribe. Come on over to Twitch and follow me on Twitch and subscribe. And, leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. And thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a good night.